Hey there, everybody. I'm here again for another week of BLT analysis, and today I'll be talking about BLT week 3, where I brought a pretty bulky offensive team. Um, so I'll start things off with, I guess, my Xerneas. Bringing choice spec Xerneas with this set. It's actually something I wanted to experiment with because I felt that Spec Xerneas could actually bring a lot of power, since between its Moonblast and Specs and Fairy Aura, it actually becomes really hard to switch into. And then with Moonblast and HP Ground and Thunder being my primary or my secondary moves because they hit most of Xerneas' checks well. There are other ways to do it, so I could have put Grass Knot or something else, but I chose to have HP Ground and Thunder to hit Primal Groudon, Ho-Oh, and Aegislash the best. Once again, I brought Aegislash. This is Spadef Slash, which is pretty decent, but Spadef Slash with Shadow Sneak over Pursuit that I ran the previous time because I wanted to bring it for revenge killing and speed control. I then brought Mega Tyranitar, which I actually have started to really like, but it's a very bulky variant of Tyranitar. If you see, it's very bulky, and with the stand up, so it has 415 defense and like 300 special defense, and then it doesn't even it hits still pretty hard with a 164 base special attacks. Physical attack. So no slouch in terms of that. And then I'm bringing defensive Kyogre again because I actually really liked it. It was the best part of the week 2 team. So I brought it again, and then I brought Arceus-Water as my primary Primal Groudon switch in, as well as a Defogger. It might seem weird that I bring both Primal Kyogre and Arceus-Water, but they actually check kind of different things because Primal Kyogre is more of like a balance breaker and stall breaker, but Arceus-Water is best at like just defogging and then becoming like a one-time switch deal. Ho-Oh is my preferred secondary Xerneas check, as well as Life Orb Ho-Oh here is because I prefer using switching moves in Thunder Wave over Choice Band, because Choice Band doesn't actually bring much for this team other than power, and Ho-Oh is more of a utility Ho-Oh set. So we can go ahead and jump right into the replay. I wasn't too happy with the guy that I was playing against, because what was happening is when I contacted him, he got really salty before the match even began, and he was really pissy the entire time, and you'll see. Anyway, we'll go ahead and start the match. So let's go ahead and start the match. So I lead here with Xerneas expecting Deoxys. I know that Kyogre doesn't do enough damage to Deoxys to knock it out, and then Xerneas, because it specs, a lot of people won't really be expecting this, so they'll probably taunt or try to knock off my item before they actually set up hazards, because they think Geo is more dangerous. So he goes ahead and sets rocks, and then I just pop his sash. And then he sets spikes, and then I just kill it. So here at this point he's just down him on already for these couple of hazards. He goes into Kangaskhan. If he had faked out, that would have been a lot. Then I would have had to switch out. But because of the fact that he returned first, I would have. I just go ahead and Moonblast here because there's nothing wrong. I click Moonblast because if he fakes out, then my Moonblast doesn't register, and then I switch out afterwards. But if he stays in and returns, then I just can grab a free kill, which happens. The critical hit doesn't matter. He goes into Arceus, and then he just finishes off Xerneas. He reveals that he isn't a Life Orb set, which is very useful to me. And so after this, I go ahead and just go into Arceus because I want to clear these hazards. before anything else. So I defog as he SDs, and then I go ahead and use Toxic because I want to get rid to start whittling him down. And then the Lumberry comes in, but here's actually like kind of a misplay by me because I should have realized that it was a Lumberry and then not like defogged right away. It was more important that I like actually killed the Arceus. But I go ahead and just go into Aegislash so that I can have my my AG my Arceus-Water intact for Groudon. And then I Toxic it, and then I expect him to go for a Swords Dance again. So I go for Gyro Ball, and then this whittles him down a little bit more. And you can see that it's a max defense versus max speed. And then I King Shield on the recover, but this was because I was expecting a attack here, his Shadow Claw. But then he reveals that he has only E-Speed and Shadow Claw, so the play here is to actually go straight into my Tyranitar, but he expects this, and then he goes into Primal Groudon, and then he misses Precipice Blades, which really sucks for him because that would have killed my Arceus-Water. But if he didn't miss, then I would like since he missed, I just go for the recover here. Into Xerneas, he goes Geo. Here, I kind of prepared this week knowing that he would bring Rest Talk Zern, and Ho-Oh is kind of EV'd to 2-hit KO Xerneas, but like Rest Talk Zern, and he's running a pretty physically defensive set. So I go into Ho-Oh, and then I try to kill it, but like I kind of fail miserably, and because rolls don't really go my way and such, I actually go ahead and he goes and gets 2 Sleep Talk rolls, and then AG dies, and he goes for Geo here, which is, I don't really know why, but I go into Ho-Oh, and then I go for the Brave Bird, and it barely doesn't KO, it's a roll, and he goes for Rest, and I pretty much get a decent roll onto the Ho-Oh, on Ho-Oh, so that I actually do get the 2-hit KO that time. He goes Ditto to poison my Arceus-Water, and I recover here, and since I know at this point that I know his Arceus doesn't have an attack to hit my Tyranitar, like I pretty much just go into Tyranitar, but he knows that I'm going to do that, and he goes into Primal Groudon. And then my Arceus-Water comes in, and then doesn't really do anything. I just Toxic the Groudon as he Rock Polishes. And then I just sack Arceus-Water because there's no reason for it to live anymore. So I go Kyogre. And here I should just click Scald because no matter what he does, Scald is the right play. And he just goes down to the Kyogre Scald. And then Arceus comes in, and then my play is just to go into Tyranitar because Tyranitar walls the hell out of his Arceus. And that's pretty much it because Tyranitar can clean up the rest of the match as long as Stone Edge is hit. So Stone Edge hits, and then I can just click whatever, it doesn't matter. So I click Pursue because I don't want to miss. And then Ditto comes in, and then I can just click Stone Edge a couple times. He's faster because he's Scarf, but he's obviously not even close to as tanky as I am, and he's Toxic. So he takes an extra bit of damage and then dies way faster. So then that concludes my week 3. This means that I end this week as 1-2. And we actually won this week as the entire team. So we actually are 1-2 as a team. And as you can see here, the guy is pretty freaking salty about this, and I wasn't too happy after this week, but in the end I did win. So I guess the biggest thing that I took away from this week is like the different sets that you can use in Ubers and still be successful, especially Spec-Zern, Megatar, and Primal Kyogre. Actually, you'll actually see these again. So I guess I'll see you guys next week for another BLT recap and analysis.